now's the time before they steal every last dime. Work harder.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well.
What's up, guys? We got him. We got him. We have got all the information on him, and he confessed. It is the guy. They got him. They got Charlie Kirk's assassin. Accused Charlie Kirk assassin Tyler Robinson threatened to kill himself rather than surrender to authorities after his father confronted him about the sickening murder. According to law enforcement sources, the father recognized his 22-year-old son from photos of the suspected shooter that were released by authorities Thursday, leading the parent to confront his son when he returned home. Here's a photo of Tyler Robinson. Here's his mugshot. Robinson fessed up to the horrific shooting at Utah University when his dad asked if he pulled the trigger, but originally refused to turn himself into law enforcement, according to sources. They posted all sorts of pictures of this guy. This is confirmed to be the shooter. This is the guy that they were looking for. He told his father he'd rather kill himself, leading the parents to convince his son to speak with their youth minister, who also works with U.S. Marshal Services Fugitive Task Force, sources said. The minister then called a deputy with the federal agency, and the FBI took Robinson into custody Thursday evening, sources had said. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into law enforcement. Robinson, a former student at Utah Valley, has been arrested on aggravated murder charges. It's believed he acted alone at this time. During authorities' hunt for Robinson, investigators spoke to his roommate and saw a trove of Discord messages from the alleged murderer to him after the shooting. Some messages told the roommate to retrieve a rifle and said where it could be found in a darkly colored wrapped towel along with a wooded area near the school's campus. Another message from Robinson stated that he changed his clothes after the gunfire. Robinson had expressed his disdain for Kirk in the day leading up to the shooting, claiming the conservative, a married father of two, was full of hate. So this is the information that we have at this time. I have other articles that we'll be jumping into, as well as some of the engravings and stuff that they found on the weapons. But as far as we're aware, he acted alone, and this is the killer. We have evidence, we have text message evidence, we have video surveillance evidence, and he himself has confessed to the murder. I have no reason to believe that this isn't him. I have no reason to believe that he's lying. I thank the family for preventing him from offing himself. This man deserves to have justice brought against him. If he were to take his own life, we would not have gotten the justice, and we would have been left with a lot more questions than answers. So good thing his family prevented him offing himself. Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, threatened to kill himself rather than surrender after his dad confronted him, according to sources. I look forward to having this man in court. I look forward to proving his guilt. A lot of people are upset that he's being referenced as the suspected killer still. Guys, that's just a legal thing that these outlets have to do until he's convicted. But for all intensive purposes, this does seem like the guy. They just can't say that until he's convicted because of legal purposes. So, we're gonna move over to the next article. Same topic. Most definitely now, let's fire him, and Sparky or firing squad. I'm in favor of the death penalty in this story. The way that this guy did it, and in front of his family, and so publicly, without disregard for anyone. I think he should be put to death. I do not want my tax dollars going to this 22-year-old to live out the rest of his life. That's a long time to be paying for someone to keep breathing my air when they shouldn't. Had the 500 Eagle decal on my truck for months before this. Yeah, I know. We're about to get into that. Let's see. Let me get the article. What's up, Shitty Gov?
Money, bitch?
Here, I'll read that in just a moment. Let me get this article up. I thought I had the article up, but let me pull it up. All right, let's see. From okay. Nope. I am looking for where they etched the engraved. Okay, maybe Daily Mail has it. Daily Mail have it. Nope. Okay, you guys suck. I need a. Okay, where's the video? There was a video of it. Hang on. Okay, well, this is taking too long. Shitty Gov, he said, Romans 12:19, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Pray for people struggling with sinful thoughts. Thank you, Shitty Gov. I was wondering, didn't the governor say earlier that this dude had messaged his buddy about getting the gun prior to the shooting? It does appear to be that has now been confirmed. That has now been confirmed that he did try to get his friend to go and recover the rifle before it was found. Thankfully, that didn't work. He didn't plan far enough ahead. He planned far enough ahead to carry this out. He did not plan far enough ahead after the fact. Probably because he didn't care. Didn't care what happened after. Let's see. Nick Sorter should have the video. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. All right, let's play this video. We have this from Nick Sorter and Fox News, because I do have a comment to add on this.
The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols.
Okay, so that's what I want to clarify there, because not everyone knows what that is in reference to. The "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point," followed by the up arrow, right arrow, down, down, down. That is a reference to Helldivers, Helldivers 2. In the video game, you have a 500-kilogram bomb that you can call in, and that is the command you have to put in order to call it in. So what the shooter is referencing there is one of the largest booms in a game about big booms. So that's what that is in reference to, in case anyone was wondering. And it sounds like here that they're confirming that the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk, I mean, we could play it back. It had a really weird message on it.
Mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired...
So the bullet that was fired at Kirk was the "oh-whoa" fucking meme. It was inscribed with the "oh-whoa, notice, bulge" meme. Disgusting.
Casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second
Yeah, that in the video game Helldivers, that's one of the largest bombs you can call in. That's what the arrow thing means. And it's called an Eagle Strike. Guido also sent in a Rumble chat, Rumble rant. Let me see. I was like, hell yeah, Dad doing the right thing. And then I had a moment of realization where I realized he is getting the death penalty, and I tear up because I have a son and he will hurt over that. Yeah, man, I can only imagine what this father or this family is going through. To know that your son did this and then have to be the one to turn him in. That's rough, dude. That's rough. Thank you, Joey, for raiding the stream. We're just talking about updates in the Charlie Kirk case.
fired casing read, "Oh, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow, Chow." And a 3rd unfired casing read, "If you..."
The Bella Chow, that is in reference to a transgender song.
"If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
And the final round that they found, the final round read, "If you read this, you're gay, LMAO." These are the things that he etched into the gun. Notices, bulge, OO. Hey fascist, catch this. And then followed by a reference to a large bomb. An inscription referencing a transgender song. And then, "If you read this, you're gay, LMAO." I think it speaks for itself. I really do. Those are clearly not something someone on the right would put on bullets. This guy was politically motivated, and it wasn't politically right motivated. The nuke, oh fuck, he's talking about the Eagle, yep. I don't know what the bulge OO is about, Tyler. Yeah, that's a meme. OO's Gen Z emoticon for surprised and curious emote. Yeah, that's basically Rage Flowers has it. I know it goes without saying, but holy ish, this is such a weird ass dude. Yeah, no, I mean, you're thinking about killing a guy, and these are the things you scribble onto the bullets. That's wild. When he says everyone is gay, is that something I should be worried about? Maybe. I don't know. Does she even know what that means? What is up, my guy and the chat? What's up, V? Weasel, it's a reference to a trans meme. Yeah, that too. Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics asked some sports event he was at today to take a minute of silence for Charlie Kirk. Was that real, Joey? Bella Ciao is anti-fascist song sang by commies in the 30s. I thought it was I was reading online that it was written in reference to no, okay, maybe I'm mistaken. A lot of transgender people use the song. Is that, maybe that's where I was mistaken.
We are the right.
Okay, so that was the end of the clip. Breaking, Governor of Utah confirms that the writings on Charlie Kirk's killer's ammunition. This proves that the killer was a radical leftist. Fired casing, notices bulge, oh, what is this? That's a meme, usually used by leftists. That's not something people on the right normally say. Hey, fascist, catch. 3, okay, well, he said, you got it wrong there, next order. It wasn't just 3 down arrows. It was up arrow, right arrow, 3 down arrows is the correct etching. Unfired casing number 2. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, 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 Ciao. A reference to an Italian anti-fascist song. Okay, so an Italian anti-fascist song. I was wrong. Unfired casing number 3. If you read this, you are gay. Just ridiculous. It's in general on my Discord. Yeah, it looks like it. It's a pic screenshot, but there's a link in there from a Celtics fan page. Okay. Let's see. Joey tagged me. Stuff like this gives me hope. What's this? Breaking news. Jason Tatum asked Boston Celtics and other NBA teams to observe a minute of silence to pay the tribute of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, who was assassinated at a college event in Utah. His statement has created a lasting patriotic movement in the American community because of its nature. Hey, if that's true, man, good on him. Good on him. I definitely fully support that. I support anyone that wants to have a moment of silence for Kirk. He deserves more than a minute. Shot by a damn furry bullet. Makes me paranoid about my Eagle decal and ends with a meme. What the fuck? Yeah, he literally was memeing. He was memeing prior and after the death of Charlie. It was all a joke to him. The whole thing was just a joke to this guy. And I do have to comment because it is bugging me a little bit listening to these conferences. I do not want to make it about me, but I absolutely hate hearing my name in reference to Charlie Kirk being killed. Because obviously the guy's name is Tyler Robinson. But they keep referencing Tyler did this, Tyler did that. And I just don't like hearing my name in reference to this. I'm not trying to make it about myself. It's just something that was on my mind. It sucks. It fucking sucks. Let's see. Oh, I already had that up. Let's move over to this one from Donald Trump. I thought Donald Trump had a really great clip. He was on Fox News today. The fuck did I miss? V, they caught him. They got the guy. That's what you missed. They got the son of a bitch. And it's very clear. It's cut and clear. It's him. There's not really a question about it. I've seen nothing to make me question that this isn't the guy. Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old from Utah, ID'd as Charlie Kirk shooting suspect after father has turned him in. Trump, we have him. Play this clip from Trump.
Any updates on the suspect?
Yeah. Can I always say, I think, just to protect us all, and so Fox doesn't get sued, and we all don't get sued, and everything else. But I think with a high degree of certainty, we have him.
With a high degree of certainty, we have him. And just to address a glucose donor in the chat, Tyler, any news on the shooter's house? What he's referencing to there is about 30 minutes before I started the show, he's already in custody and everything. They have now evacuated the neighborhood of the shooter's house. So they've evacuated the neighborhood. All they have said is that there's concerning information. That was the last update that I saw. I will be sure to look it up after this story. But let's get back to Trump.
In custody, right? In custody, Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job.
The president expressed hope that he gets the death penalty if found guilty. Trump's announcement came after photos of a person of interest were released by the FBI, as well as videos showing the suspect escaping off the top of this roof. You can see him running along the roof there. There he goes. He's jumping off the roof. A lot of people say that they don't see the rifle. I can very clearly see that he's swinging a towel around that's quite stiff. He very clearly has the gun on him. You can see it there. He has the gun. He set it down there. And then he's going to fling it to his right. There you go. He just flung it to his right. That's the gun. There he goes. He drops down. He has it covered with a towel. And then he runs. But for the people saying that he doesn't have the gun in this video, you're just fucking retarded. I get that the video's grainy. It's hard to make out things in the video, but I can very clearly see he has the gun when he's jumping off. President Trump announced early Friday that a suspect in Charlie Kirk's assassination was turned in by his father, with the suspect identified as Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old Utah student who allegedly wrote, "Hey, fascist, catch" on a bullet, followed by the arrows. I think with a high degree of certainty we have him, Trump told Fox and Friends during a live interview at the Cable Giant's Manhattan studio, saying he'd heard just minutes before his 8 a.m. interview. Quote, "Somebody who was very close to him turned him in," then revealing it was the suspect's dad, Matt Robinson, I assume, who relayed it through a minister who was involved with law enforcement. I think a Fishy... okay, no, I did read your Rumble rant, right, Fishy? Okay, I think I did. Let's not misinterpret this. We don't hate the mainstream media enough. Yeah, I know, right? Who was very close to him, turned him in. His father was previously law enforcement. He was retired law enforcement. I hope he's going to be found guilty, and I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Charlie Kirk was the finest person, and he didn't deserve this. Trump did not name the suspect, but he was later confirmed to be Tyler Robinson, an ID first confirmed by the Post. "We got him," Utah Governor Spencer Cox announced with the arrest at 10 p.m. Thursday, some 33 hours after father of two, Kirk, 31, was gunned down at Utah University on Wednesday. Tyler was turned in by his father, a now retired veteran law enforcement officer who confronted him after seeing photos of the killer, with the son saying he would rather kill himself than hand himself in, sources told the Post. Discord chats with his roommate also showed him discussing a rifle hidden in a towel near where it was found soon after Kirk's assassination. Bullets had hateful scrawls on them, including, "If you read this, you're gay," "Hey, fascist," aimed at the conservative debater. Another featured the words of the O Bella Ciao, referencing a popular Italian anti-fascist song. Robinson had been admitted to the Utah State University about 200 miles from UVU, where Kirk was murdered, on a $32,000 presidential scholarship as a pre-engineering major, with his family filming him reading his acceptance letter. However, he was only a student at USU for one semester in 2021 and then took a leave of absence, without elaborating on why he dropped out. He was a current student at Dixie Technical College in St. George, Utah, where he was a third-year student in the electrical apprenticeship program. Robinson has two younger brothers and his parents, Matt and Amber. They have been married for about 25 years, according to social media posts. The family lives in a suburb of the city of St. George in southern Utah, about 3.5-hour drive from the Utah University campus, where Robinson is accused of assassinating Kirk with a single shot from an elevated position about 200 yards from the tent where he was speaking. The social media posts reflect a happy family with the trips to Disneyland, Alaska, and St. Kitts. And the suspect's mom bragging about her son being a genius and smarty pants getting accepted into college. Other photos show him toying with military weapons, including a rocket launcher. There is no indication of a prior criminal record in a search of state and national public records. Initial reports describe the suspect as a gunman wearing jeans, a black shirt, and a black vest, perched with a long rifle atop a building east of the school's library. He was wearing similar clothing when arrested. Officers said he owned a Dodge Charger identical to the one the killer was seen arriving in. Kirk, the co-founder of Turning Point USA, had just answered a question from the audience member about mass shootings committed by transgender people at the outdoor event on campus in Orem when he was hit by a single round. The conservative influencer jerked back and appeared to recoil in pain and grab at his neck as the crack of a single gunshot rang out from the crowd, sending thousands of spectators into a panic. I do not recommend you look up that video. Do not look up the video of Charlie Kirk being assassinated. I do not recommend it. I am going to be scarred for life for fucking seeing that. Don't look at it. Trust me when I say it's horrific. You don't want to see it. I didn't watch, Trump told Fox News on Friday, of the shockingly graphic videos. I heard about it. I would have never made a good doctor. Let me put it that way. Yeah. No. Same here. I mean, I heard enough. I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to remember Charlie that way. Yeah, I agree. That's not how I want to remember him either. I'm trying to block it out of my mind. FBI Director Kash Patel announced hours after the cold-blooded murder that a person of interest was in custody, then later said he had been released after questioning. That person was not the one being eyed now. So they did let go a few other suspects, but they didn't have anything to do with it. At this time, as far as we're aware, he acted alone. Let me move over here because I do want to pull up the comments that I had from Trump. Let's see. Let me go back over to X. Let's see. Okay, I'm getting like response right now. Let's see. Actually, maybe he has it on Truth. Anyway, Donald Trump. Because he just spoke with Fox and Friends, and he made a good statement. No? Where the hell is it? I saw the video earlier. Please tell me I sent it to myself or somebody. Did I? No, of course I didn't. Why would I ever send myself important videos? Why would I ever do that? Alright, maybe Nick's order has it. I need to check Nick's order anyway, because I need to see if he has any updates about what's going on with the family's house. Let's see, Nick's order. Just in, Polish Parliament stopped and held a moment of silence and prayer for Charlie Kirk. Charlie-inspired patriots all over the planet. Wow. The Polish Parliament just stopped and held a moment of silence. Our own politicians couldn't even do that. Oh. Beautiful. Someone in Orange Beach, Alabama flew a airplane banner reading Charlie Kirk, a saint in God's hands. It also included Psalm 116:15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his faithful servants. I love to see the world honoring Charlie. That's exactly how we need to honor him. No violence. Just let the left show their true colors. We don't need to resort to violence. They're already making themselves look bad enough. Let's see. Donald Trump went on Fox and Friends this morning. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, what's up, Killing It? Earlier in voice chats, you made a comment about not resorting to violence and letting justice run its course. That is not what Kirk would want. I think that comment needs to be revisited. Absolutely, guys. Resorting to violence won't fix anything. It's not going to bring Kirk back. It's not going to help the message that Kirk was trying to spread. The message that Charlie Kirk wanted to spread was that civil debate in this country was possible, and that's how we would win the hearts and minds of people. That is what we need to remember if we're going to honor Charlie Kirk. In order to honor Charlie Kirk, we have to go on with his message of peaceful and civil debate to win the hearts and minds of people. We cannot allow anyone on our side to get violent. If anyone gets violent on our side, the story will no longer be about Charlie. The story needs to be about Charlie Kirk and what he stood for. If we, as our side, I get we're emotional. We cannot get violent. If we get violent, the story is no longer about Charlie and we move on. The story needs to remain about Charlie. The story needs to remain about the left's reaction to Charlie. If something happens to a leftist in the wake of this, Charlie will be forgotten. We can't allow that. We cannot allow Charlie to be forgotten and let emotions run rampant. Charlie would not want violence. The people calling for violence in Charlie's name don't know Charlie. They probably never even watched him. Don't listen to them. The people advocating for violence will just use any situation they want to twist for their own agenda. These people don't actually care about Charlie. They don't care about the message he was trying to spread. They just want escalation. Don't give it to them. This is the one I was looking for right here. This is the video. Donald Trump, the radicals on the right are radicals because they don't want illegal immigrants coming into their country. Shopping centers burned and etc. The radicals on the left are the problem, and they are vicious. They're horrible. Let's see what he says.
How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime. They don't want to see crime.
Worried about the border.
They're saying, we don't want these people coming in. We don't want you burning our shopping centers. We don't want you shooting our people in the middle of the street. The radicals on the left are the problem. And they're vicious, and they're horrible, and they're politically savvy. Although they want men and women sports, they want transgender for everyone, they want open borders. The worst thing that happened to this country, because I've already solved inflation, costs are down. Look at energy costs. You're going to have $2 gasoline pretty soon. I've solved just about every problem. The worst thing that happened to our country is when we let 25 million people in, many of which, and I say 80%, should not be in our country.
How do we fix this
Donald
country?
Trump's exactly right. Donald Trump's exactly right here. When the right gets radical, when we get radical, when we get upset, we make our voices heard, what is it? What is it that we do? We protest and we tell people that we want this country to have freedom and we want American citizens working hard and having families. That's what we get radical about. What does the left get radical about? They get radical about people having opinions. They get radical about non-citizens being able to have quarter in this country. They get radical about having children be mutilated in order to achieve something that will never be achieved. What is full semi-auto? Sun Tzu said something along the lines of, do not interrupt your foe when they're making a mistake. The left made a massive mistake and are making a big fucky wucky. Keep them in the spotlight. Exactly. We cannot allow the narrative to shift by someone getting hurt on the left. We have to vehemently defend those on the left just as we defend those on the right. Because if anyone on the left gets hurt, it will come back on us. We cannot allow that. No one should advocate for violence. And even though they're advocating for violence, don't let them turn you into what they are. If you start advocating for what they're advocating for, you are no better than them. We can't allow that. We can't allow that. Allow them to show their colors. What's Fishy say here?
Where's my money?
I was waiting for the notification. See, Fishy with the $1 Rumble Rant, he said, let's Kirk death be the one that truly unites the level-headed civil people on both sides. I've gained respect for many, a soul I disagree with. I lost respect for those I once held favorably. Absolutely, and I think this message I put on my Twitter, guys, go follow me on Twitter if you're not already following me there. I've been putting out some bangers. Let's see. This one. I started the show with this one yesterday, but I think it bears repeating. Today I've awoken with a fire in my heart that will not be extinguished until this country is saved. If I learned anything from Charlie Kirk's death, it's this. Evil is real. People will kill me for having opinions, and I need to prepare for whatever is to come. Charlie devoted his life to civil debate and conversation. It is people like Charlie that made me who I am today. No one will ever fill his shoes. No one will ever be able to do what he has done for my generation. I refuse to let his death be in vain. I'm doubling my efforts in this fight. If you weren't doing so already, now is the time to make a change in your life. Let today be the day that you better yourself so that something good may come of this. Our enemies want us weak and afraid. We must build ourselves up and be the best that we can be. Let them show their colors. We are winning the hearts and minds of people. That's why they killed Charlie Kirk. It's because they're afraid of what we are winning without resorting to violence like they have. Do not give in. Keep having the conversations. If not for yourself, then for Charlie Kirk. Doesn't look like we have an update on the family's home as of right now. Hopefully everything is safe there. I don't want his family being targeted because of some sick acts that he's taken part in. I understand that this guy just committed an assassination on a high-level political figure, but you cannot target his family over this. No one should be targeting his family over this. I'm not going to make assumptions to which side is targeting his family, but I'm pretty sure we can all make assumptions as to who it is. Oh, what's up, Motley? I just checked my notification. What'd you say? Evil is a concept that often needs proof, but once believed, it's easier to see for what it is and how it affects people that allow it into their hearts. This is what it means by believing is seeing. Thank you, Motley. I'm going to repost that. Progressives are our greatest recruiting tool. Absolutely. When these midterms roll around, guys, all we need to do is just play these clips on repeat. Play the screenshots of what these politicians and people were saying. Just show them. You don't even have to say anything. Just show people the responses they had. And just show how sick and demented they were. Now, I do want to bring this up as well because this is related. I don't want to make any assumptions with a story like this. But who knows? It wouldn't be the first time our government dropped the ball. We have this from the Gateway Pundit. Utah college student reported suspicious man on LaSalle Center roof to FBI after spotting him twice in 2 weeks before the Charlie Kirk assassination. Sources says the suspect matches person of interest and was confronted by a professor at the time. The LaSalle Center roof is the building where the assassin took the shot. A Utah Valley University student revealed to CNN that he spotted a suspicious man walking on or near the roof of the LaSalle Center twice in the last 2 weeks before Kirk was assassinated. Even more alarming, he says the man he saw bears a striking resemblance to the person of interest, whose photo has now been released by the police. The Utah Department of Public Safety released 4 additional photos of the suspected Charlie Kirk assassin on Thursday night. Earlier in that day, the FBI had unveiled the first batch of images of the person of interest in the assassination. It was weird. That's a quote from the student that spoke with CNN. It was weird. According to the student, he made a report to the FBI tip line after the shooting, alerting federal authorities that he had seen this figure. More from the far-left news outlet. Quote, the student said he saw the person on the roof last Wednesday at noon, a week before the shooting. He told CNN that he reported his observations to the FBI tip line after the shooting, but had not heard back. The student described the man as a tall, skinny-ish white dude who had dark hair, had this backpack on, and was wearing dark clothes. He added that the man was looking down at the courtyard area where Kirk's speaking engagement was later held. At the time, the student said he thought it unusual for a person to be near the roof, but he did not report it to the authorities. He said a professor also noticed the man on the roof and called out to him. According to the student, the professor asked, "Hey man, are you doing all right?" And the man on the roof quote, just kind of dismissed what he said. I don't understand why this isn't more of an alarm for the university. You have, even if like what if he was gonna jump? Like, what if he was having some dark thoughts and he was gonna jump off the building? No one followed up. No one looked into it. I felt like it was important to bring up because even though he didn't report this until after the shooting, I still have to question professors and other members of faculty members on campus why they didn't follow up with the student who was on the roof. Kind of seems like the kind of thing you would call 911 about. Hey, there's a guy on the roof. We don't know if he's okay. Just a thought. What are you guys saying in the chat? Killing It Sense, Motley, you are right. It's so hard right now. It's just about the advantage or the upper hand. Let's help each other as you have. Lend a hand where needed. Spread his message. Share his love. Whoever is targeting his family is as low as the vile waste of DNA was. Yeah. They have created little monster foot soldiers. They better hope they can keep control of them. Can we still shame, shun, and ostracize my commie family members and others doing commie stuff in public? I feel like that's towing the line, but not crossing it. I mean, you should absolutely make fun of people that you disagree with. It's just, you have to do it in a way that's not inciting violence. You don't want to call people things like Nazis and stuff. You can call people communists because that's actually a political persuasion. That's actually a political ideal. Even though commies are responsible for the deaths of millions of people, it's still technically a political party. So you absolutely can make fun of commies. You can call them commies. You can make fun of them. Just don't do what the left does and get violent with your rhetoric. Imagine those little monsters unleashed and uncontrolled. Oof. No way. No effing ish, Diesel. Is National Socialism not a political position? Yes, National Socialism is. Yeah, it is. I won't throw sandwiches at them, Tyler, I promise. No, but you should throw sandwiches at me. I think if we are being realistic, all of these events are because of a security failure of some kind. I don't think there's going to be a big answer to protecting these people. I don't really think there is an answer to this. I'm just wondering why the school didn't follow up with a student on the roof. It just seems like something that people should follow up on. So then calling someone a Nazi could be valid. No, because National Socialist... No, I don't agree, because Nazi's very specific, I feel. Like, National Socialist, yes, but, like, Nazis were a specific form of National Socialist. You know what I mean? What's up, Neurodivergent One? Make sure you hit that follow and smash that thumbs up, peeps. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. We destroyed the like goal, but I'm not going to update it. We're going to bring up this next story, because obviously a lot of people are wondering about this as well. The man who asked Charlie Kirk about the transgender school mass shootings before he was shot breaks his silence. We now have comments from the man speaking with Charlie when he was shot. Hunter Kozak, the student who asked Charlie Kirk a question about transgender shooters before Kirk was shot in the neck, has broken his silence with a video statement. The video was picked up by CNN and aired on Out Front with Aaron Burnett. But before we got to Kozak's statement, let's quickly glance back at his conversation with Kirk before he was fatally shot in the neck. So this is the transcript of... I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to see it. This is the transcript of what was said before the shooting with Hunter and Kirk. Kozak, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Kirk, too many. The crowd cheers. Kozak, it's 5, okay? Now, 5 is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Kirk, counting or not counting gang violence? And then shooter opens fire and hits Kirk in the neck. He goes limp. We're not going to play the video. Afterward, Kozak faced backlash for, ironically, asking a question about transgender shooters just before Kirk was fatally shot. Kozak himself since called the moment ironic. Now, that may sound insensitive, but it absolutely is ironic, and we're about to get into why. What was equally ironic was this line from his video response. The point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was. He then has a long pause, and then he is quoted saying, right before he got shot. So in his video response, he said the reason he wanted to speak with Charlie Kirk that day is he wanted to make the point that the left was peaceful right before he got shot. I wonder how this man's thoughts and opinions have changed since. It's unclear whether Kozak fully realized the weight of his words. He said he wanted to prove a point about the left being peaceful, only for Kirk to go down moments later.
And people have obviously pointed to the irony that the point that I was trying to make is how peaceful the left was right before he got shot. And that only makes sense if we stay peaceful. And as much as I disagree with Charlie Kirk, I'm on the record for how much I disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? Like,
no, I'm glad he came out and said this. He's said, I'm on the record for how much I do disagree with Charlie Kirk, but like, man, dude, he is still a human being. Have we forgotten that? Are we crazy? This man is clearly broken up over it, and I mean, how could you not? This was the last man to speak with Charlie Kirk. He likely watched that bullet go through him. So no hate to this guy. Absolutely no hate to this guy. The question was pure coincidence. Question was pure coincidence. In the wake of Charlie Kirk's tragedy, VigilantFox.com is fully committed to covering this story from every angle. Anyway. What are you guys saying in the chat? Hit that repost to help the channel grow. Yeah, thank you guys. That stinks to high hell, just like that old bastard providing a distraction. I wonder if they were in the Discord with the shooter and had prior knowledge. I mean, if that's the case, it wouldn't be hard to prove it exactly because they have access to all of his devices now. So anyone that was encouraging him or goading him on will be found. I don't know, Tyler, that dude seems guilty. I hope they investigate it and make sure he isn't an accomplice. I don't think he's guilty. I don't think he's guilty. He was trying to ask Kirk a genuine question about transgender mass shootings. He was trying to make a point about transgender mass shootings. I think it was pure coincidence. I don't think this was planned. I don't think this guy planned for this. You can clearly see in the video this guy's broken up. Yeah, he's live on air. He's probably been crying the past few days. You can see it in his eyes, dude. He's clearly been crying. So he's clearly broken up over this. So I don't agree that he's culpable in any way. I don't agree. No hate to this guy. I just wanted to bring it up because I feel like he did have a good comment on it. Because it is ironic. It absolutely is ironic, and I think we should acknowledge that. It's absolutely ironic that this guy went up to Charlie Kirk to have a civil debate about how he believes the left is peaceful and not violent, and in the middle of making his point to Charlie Kirk, he gets shot. That's absolutely ironic. Absolutely. We should acknowledge that. But no hate to this guy. There's no hate. This guy shouldn't get any hate. Just because he was the person... It could have been anyone, really. It could have been anyone asking a question. And of course, they're going up to ask Charlie Kirk a question. Literally any of the questions would have been... Wait, what? The left is calling a conservative MAGA. They will make ish up to fit their agenda. Yeah, neurodivergent's right. Neurodivergent is right. The left is trying to pull up all sorts of things to try and say that this guy was on the right. All I have to say to you guys is I have seen some stuff. I'm not going to say what it is for right now, but it's not hard to find things from people that once believed things that they no longer believe. They're trying to say that this guy was a Trump supporter and whatever else. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's the case. Maybe he was at one point. We don't know. Point being, we can only go off of what we know now. What we know now is the things he inscribed on the bullets and the chat logs in his Discord. That's all you need to push. When you see these leftists saying that he was a Republican, just say, hey, how do you explain what he etched on the gun And how do you explain what he was saying in in Discord? He was a bystander asking a question. That's it. We can't allow our emotions to control us and point our fingers everywhere. Otherwise, we are no better than them. We are not the movement of emotion. Thank you, Glucose. Thank you. Yeah, the left is spreading that he's MAGA all over because they don't want to accept that this is their side. They always do this. They didn't even want to accept that Luigi was on their side, even though they supported it. I'm just asking questions, Jesse Ventura. I think I know you're just asking questions. It's just that this guy, it literally could have been anyone. Any single question that would have been asked to Kirk at the time of this would have been used to say, oh, it's because of the question that was being asked. It literally could have been any question. They could have been talking about abortion, and people would have said, oh, it's because he was asking about abortion. So no, I don't think this guy's culpable in any way. And I really do feel for this guy. I can only imagine what this guy's going through watching a dude lose his life in front of you in such a violent manner. Like Boosh said in the chat, this guy probably has PTSD. I mean, how could you not? That dude was definitely crying. I'm sure his wife and her boyfriend will console him. While that is funny and skelly, I don't want to make fun of this guy. He definitely went through something traumatic. Just because, again, guys, this is the whole point we've been making, right? Just because this is a guy that we disagree with, we do not need to shit on him like that, all right? We don't need to shit on him just because we disagree with him. Let's win in the battle of the minds. Let's not win in the battle of ad hominem and violence. We all need to take it into our own hands, but we need to, in the same way Charlie would. Exactly, Guido. We should absolutely take matters into our own hands, and we should do so in the way that Charlie would have wanted us to. And that's non-violently, to clarify. He seems far too genuine to ish on him for his question. That's what I mean. He seems genuine in these videos, and he's clearly been crying. I mean, this is September 12th. This is now 2 days on. Of course, he's not going to cry on camera as much, but he almost did a few times there. You can tell he almost broke up a few times there. Let's see. Do we have any updates on this story? Let's see. Any updates here? No. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up from Nick's order. This is about an hour before I went live. Breaking: police have evacuated the area around Charlie Kirk killer's home after receiving concerning information per Fox. It is unclear what information it's related to. Further threats of violence from the left would not be a surprise to anyone. Yeah, guys, don't go harass the family. Don't do any of that.
People don't have any.
Oh no, what did Pelosi say? Okay, so there's no update on that from Nick's order, but let's see what Nancy Pelosi has to say.
People don't have any intention of saying something that's going to lead to something dangerous, but we cannot take responsibility for the minds that are out there and how they hear it.
Other Democrats are quickly calling for gun control before we have the full.
Don't have any intention of saying something that's going to lead to something dangerous, but we cannot take responsibility for the minds that are out there and how they hear it.
That's insane. She'll sit there and say that they're not responsible for the things that people hear and, you know, the way the words get twisted. But then they'll immediately flip that back on us and be like, "Oh, but your violent rhetoric. What about your audience? What are you teaching your audience?" Oh, fuck you guys. Fuck yourselves. It's fucking stupid. They'll sit there with a straight face and tell us that, oh, we're not responsible for the hearts and minds of our people and audiences that listen to us. But then they'll flip right around. They'll do a. Oh, but the right is responsible. Fucking ridiculous. Stupid cunt. Yeah. All of these people on the left trying to shift the blame and say, oh, it's both sides. I saw a meme. I fucking love it. And it's a big chart, right? And it says right and left. And then on the right, it has 6 tallies. And then on the left, the chart is full. It's full of tallies. And then it's a guy at the front going, see, both sides do it. Both sides are violent. That's literally what's happening right now. That's literally exactly what's fucking happening right now. They point to the very, very fucking few instances of a person on the right getting violent, and then they ignore the plethora of examples from their side. It's disgusting. But they do it on purpose. They do it on purpose to obfuscate the truth. They do it on purpose to trick people, to convince people that they aren't actually the side advocating for the violence. And it's all a game to them. Just like this shooter. It was all a fucking joke to him. Before and after the shooting, it was just a fucking joke to this guy. He ended a family, and it was a joke to him. Disgusting. You know what's even more disgusting? You know what's even more disgusting? Is the people writing AI-generated books on Charlie Kirk's assassination to flood Amazon. These fucking scumbags go to ChatGPT or whatever AI it is that they have, fucking type in what happened to Charlie Kirk, and they say, write a book. Absolute pieces of shit. Apparent AI-generated books centered around the death of Charlie Kirk have been popping up on Amazon mere hours after the conservative activist assassination. Amazon removed the books on Thursday evening prior to responding to inquiries from Straight Arrow News. The books offered both in paperback and in audio format, including titles such as The Charlie Kirk Shooting, A Nation on Edge, and The Legacy of Charlie Kirk, a biography of his rise, his movement, and his tragic death. All AI-generated schlop to profit off this man's death. A description for the first title, which was being sold at $7.99, claimed the book gave readers the full story and not only the assassination, but the quick arrest of the Charlie Kirk shooter. No arrest had been made as of Thursday evening. We have the arrest now, but when these books were being AI generated, we didn't know what the fuck happened. But that didn't stop people from trying to profit from it. No, sir. If you've been asking yourself, did Charlie Kirk get shot? Is Charlie Kirk dead? Or following every Charlie Kirk update on Fox News, CNN, and social media, this book is for you, the description read. It delivers clear answers, deep reflection, and a hopeful call to action for a safer and more peaceful public space. The second title was more vague in its description and stated that the book aimed to offer an intimate look at the man, the movement, and the moment in history that defined his life and death. Kirk's death stunned the nation and raised urgent questions about political discourse, violence, and the risk faced to public figures in a deeply polarized America. It's all AI-generated schlop. Don't buy clickbait. Last year, Amazon introduced a new policy that requires Kindle Direct Publishing users to disclose whether their content is AI-generated. The book on Kirk, who was shot and killed while speaking with a crowd at Utah University on Wednesday evening, outraged supporters. Before their removal, the titles were hit with negative reviews on the one-star ratings. Don't buy clickbait. Published same day, probably written by AI, one reviewer wrote. The date is September 11th. We still don't have answers. There is nothing useful here other than someone trying to capitalize on this tragic event. Absolutely. That's all this is. Whoever these people were, I don't know if they broke any laws necessarily, but they should just be removed from polite society. Name and shame these pieces of shit. Trying to profit off this man's death before his body was even cold. His body still isn't even in the fucking ground. And they're dancing. They're dancing on his goddamn grave, and he's not even in the ground. They were dancing in his pool of blood while his daughter was kneeling beside him. Pieces of shit, man. I understand why people want to get violent over this, but we can't. We cannot get violent over this. Let the left show their colors over this. And they really have. Don't get me wrong, they really fucking have shown their colors. Let them continue to do it. We get violent, they flip this back on us just as easily. Do not get violent. Such poor taste. Yeah, seriously, such poor taste. Oh, bro, I have a link to a book published the day before he would... Sean, we've already talked about that. It's because they changed the address. The site was already there for another book, and they just changed it. So that's what happened there. Still, fucking scumbags. Fucking scumbags to put up a book and then switch it around so that you can get all that internet traffic. Pieces of shit, man. Please, Tyler, today, can we please get violent? No, Clint, we cannot get violent. No advocating for violence, and seriously, I will ban anyone from my chat that advocates for violence. I know they made T-shirts. They made T-shirts. It was the decal that the shooter was wearing at the time, with the American flag and the bald eagle in the center of it. I know they made T-shirts that said Charlie. They titled them Charlie Kirk. Those T-shirts are horrible. Absolutely neurodivergent. Have hair trigger defenses and call for of all who perpetrate and call for violence like the mainstream media. Absolutely, guys, do not call for violence. Calling for violence would be offensive to the memory of Charlie Kirk. What you need to do is advocate for every single one of these people that celebrated it to lose their jobs, every single person that advocated for it to be sent to prison, and anyone that loses their job as a result of this, maybe after a couple years of them apologizing, maybe we'll accept them back into polite society. Maybe. But we also don't want to create more ideologically driven people without hope. If we go around and we get these people fired, which, don't get me wrong, they should be fired from a lot of these jobs, my concern is that you're creating more people with nothing left to lose that are ideologically driven. That's my concern. I'm not saying to stop it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be doing it. I'm just acknowledging that that could be a possible outcome. They called, we're just answering. I know. This was done in part to get the right to attack or kill someone. Do not let them win. Exactly. I'll say it again, because I've said it before multiple times now. They lost. They lost the war of the mind. They lost the battle of the hearts. If they were able to stop Charlie Kirk with debate and their own words, Tyler Robinson would have been on the other side of the microphone, not the other side of a scope. They need us to escalate to win. There's no winning for them where we are now. There's no winning for the left if we remain where we are. If we continue with Charlie Kirk's legacy of civil debate and convincing people through honest discussion, the left will not win. They can't. That's why they want us to get violent. That's why they want us to escalate. If we escalate, they have a chance now, because that means open conflict is real. If we retaliate, they have a chance. I know a lot of people on the right want to think that we're bigger and we're stronger than the left, but there may be more of them than us, and they're Americans just like us, and they're not fucking stupid either. They may have wrong opinions. That does not mean they're stupid.
Where's my money, bitch?
The bloodiest war in American history was the Civil War. The only one that will ever top that will be the Second Civil War. I don't want it. You don't want it. I don't want it for my family. I don't want it for my friends. I don't want it for anyone. We must keep our heads level. We must keep the conversation going. If the left wants to get violent, let them. Let them get violent. Defend yourself where you see fit. And jail them for the rest of their lives. We cannot resort to what they're resorting to. That's how they win. Thank you, Fishy. Resorting to violence is exactly what the individuals behind this division in America want. Do you want to give it to them, or hold fast regardless of how they chip away at our foundation? So y'all like to talk about the way things are demonic. I posit that you encounter the demonic entity between your eye and the perception of atrocity. It is the force that is trying to corrupt your mind. I'm not sure I understand, Rage. Our sergeant, I will not stoke, provoke, or entice any violence, but I will be damned if I do not respond to a threat with overwhelming violence. I can't just shrug that ish off anymore. Like I said, man, if you're out in public and your life is put in threat by any one of these pieces of shit, you absolutely have the right to defend yourself. All we're saying is that you do not start whatever it is that they want to start. Let them be the ones that start it, and let us be the ones that end it. That's the message right there. Let the left start it. We will end it. We cannot be the ones that start this shit. Do not be the ones that start this shit. Let the left start it. We will end it. That's my message to you. Do not insult. Do not make little jabs. Be like Charlie. Treat them like humans. Be like Charlie because he was the best of us. Thank you, Glucose. Taking back my smash the like button. I will have a hair trigger. Okay, Nskelly. What did you say earlier? You try to get them fired and you're a hypocrite. We all made the argument about jobs not involving your ideology during COVID. Yeah, but like there's certain situations, right? Certain situations for these people that they should just be removed from polite society. It's the reason people are advocating for them to lose their jobs, Nskelly, is because it's the rhetoric that they've been spewing these past 10 years that got us to where we are today. And I think people are sick of it. I'm sick of it. The people that are advocating for violence need to be jailed, and the people celebrating this need to be removed from polite society. I don't think that's a controversial statement. Yeah, don't go looking for a fight. Defend yourself if you must, but do not go looking for it. Exactly. All right. Get your comments in now, guys. Get your comments in. We're gonna move on to other stories that I have. I didn't want the whole show to be about Kirk, but obviously that is the primary story of today. Concrete, I've seen what being in war did to a soul. You do not want that weight. A Cold War, yes. Do not make it a hot one. Let those effers make that mistake. Exactly. Thank you, Fishy. I hear your excuses, and they are the same the left used. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I understand what you're saying, Nskelly. It's just that the left, when they were coming to cancel us... Nskelly, what was the left canceling us for? Were they canceling us for legitimate reasons? Or were they canceling us for opposing opinions? I'm not advocating for canceling people because they have a difference of opinion. I'm advocating for people to lose their jobs because they celebrated the fucking death of a father. Anyone on the right who has ever fucking done that should be removed from their job and society as well. It's not an excuse. What did the left cancel us over? What did they fucking cancel us over? Nothing. Fucking nothing. They canceled us over not wanting to get vaccinated. They canceled us over not wanting to have illegal immigrants run rampant in this goddamn country. They canceled us because we pointed out that George Floyd was a fucking drug addict that killed himself. That's what we got canceled over. We didn't dance on the goddamn grave of someone. Fuck these people. Yes, they should lose their jobs. And any Republican that has ever celebrated the death of someone should lose theirs too. Moving on. I want to talk about this story because this story's fucking crazy. We got this from Not the Bee. Dallas police say an illegal alien beheaded an Indian man in a motel parking lot. I mean, it's crazier than that. He didn't behead this man in a motel parking lot. He chased him into his office and then beheaded him in front of his wife and daughter. With all the news about political assassinations this week, many people missed a gruesome machete attack in a Dallas motel. The full surveillance video is too violent to share here, as it depicts the perp rolling the victim's head across the motel's parking lot, then walking away casually with the head in hand as stunned onlookers watched. Jesus. The first part of the video shows 50-year-old Indian man Chandra Nagamalaya. What the? Okay. running away from his attacker before being killed by the machete, which is visible in the perp's hands. So here he is. He's running. He's being chased. It seems like they got in an argument over something that needed to be repaired. As Nagamala was hacked to death, his wife, son. His wife and son, not daughter. His wife and son tried to intervene, causing the killer to pause, but not to stop his bloody work. This guy butchered a man in front of his family. The killer then chucked Nagamala's head into the parking lot before picking it up and hiding it in a dumpster nearby. He tried to slip out of the parking lot just as first responders arrived. Thank the Lord he didn't attack those firemen. KWTX-10 officials say the suspect, 37-year-old Yardanis Cobos Martinez, is in custody and has been charged with capital murder in connection with the killing. According to an arrest affidavit, a witness said she and Cobos Martinez cleaning a motel room when Nagamala approached and told the suspect not to use a broken washing machine. She told police Cobos Martinez became upset because the victim was speaking to her to translate rather than speaking directly to him. That's when surveillance video shows Cobos Martinez leave the room, pull a machete, and begin attacking Nagamala. According to the affidavit, during the assault, police say Cobos Martinez went through Nagamala's pockets and fought off the victim's wife and son multiple times as they tried to intervene. That's fucking horrible, man. So Cobos Martinez worked at the motel, and he was upset because the victim wouldn't talk to him instead of his co-worker regarding a broken laundry machine. And that was enough to kill the guy with a giant knife, go through his pockets, decapitate him, and walk away with his head. Quote, he just kept hitting him and hitting him until he was decapitated. I could not believe that anybody would do that to another human being in that way. Did I mention that the perp is an illegal alien that Joe Biden allowed to stay? We have this from Bill Malugan. Breaking. Per multiple federal sources to Fox News, the suspect arrested in the grisly machete beheading of a motel manager in Dallas, Texas yesterday is a Cuban illegal alien who was released in the U.S. by the Biden administration in January, despite having an active deportation order. Wow! So right before Trump got in office, this guy was released. Wonderful. I'm told Yordanis Cobos Martinez was released from ICE custody by the Biden admin on 1/13/2025, 1 week before Trump took office, due to no significant likelihood of removal in the foreseeable future. Wow. The Biden admin didn't believe they could force his deportation order and remove him because Cuba doesn't cooperate. This man's from Cuba, and they didn't want him back. And they did not conduct third-party country deportations the way the Trump administration does, sending aliens to countries they aren't nationals of. Cobos Martinez has a prior criminal history of false imprisonment in California, unknown disposition. Indecency with a child in Texas, dismissed. Grand theft of a vehicle in Florida, dismissed. Carjacking and false imprisonment in California, acquitted on carjacking, convicted of false imprisonment. This guy had a record across the country, literally from California to Texas to Florida. This man had a record. And now a family is without a father because we didn't send him to El Salvador. Disgusting, man. Yeah, no, death penalty, absolutely. I'm sick of there's no redemption for people like this. There's no redemption for someone who's willing to decapitate a man in front of his family. He should not spend life in prison. That's too easy. This man should be sent to hell immediately. Along with the rest of the sick individuals we've seen in the past week. And I'm talking about the people that committed acts similar to this, aka the Irvankia, Irvankia? I can't say the Ukrainian woman's name. The woman that was murdered on the subway. The guy that did that should also be put to death. The shooter in Charlie Kirk's case, once convicted, should also be put to death. There's no redemption for these people. There's no redemption. Let's see, what are you guys saying in the chat? I'm done with, oh man, he was mentally ill. I just don't care anymore. If you do this kind of act, the end with you. No, I don't care. Even if it is a mental issue, if it's I Ivyanka. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but thank you, Hades. But no, absolutely, Bush. Like, I understand that we have a mental health crisis in this country. We need to open the asylums back up. But people that do this kind of thing, they're beyond redemption and a threat to others, including other inmates. What did Hades say? Everyone should... No, Hades. No, disavow. Not dancing in the streets and singing, but no, disavow. I will not I will not even celebrate when they die. No. They've never taken direct action. They have done many things to hurt this country, but I'm not going to celebrate over their death. It's not to say I'll be sad either, but I'm not going to celebrate. Let's see, what else are you guys saying in the chat? It's already a hot war. No, I don't think it is. We're not there yet. And if it is a hot war, let them start it. Using to be forcefully injected is different than calling and celebrating violence. Exactly. Maxine Waters said it best about us. Let them know they aren't welcome here anywhere anymore. Yeah. What the F? When did this happen? This happened recently, man. That story was just in the last few days. It was being reported on today. That Dallas story, Dallas, Texas, that was being reported on today, the 12th. But yeah. Anyway, let's see. Let's see. We're getting to the end, towards the end of the show. Let's talk about this one because this is another illegal alien story. We'll keep with the same theme. ICE officer fatally shoots man who resisted arrest. Dragged agent with car, according to the Department of Homeland Security. The suspect resisted the agent during a vehicle stop, according to ICE. This is from today. A U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officer fatally shot a man who was resisting arrest and subsequently dragged the agent with his car, according to an ICE spokesperson. ICE officers were conducting a vehicle in a Chicago suburb on Friday morning when the suspect, identified by the Department of Homeland Security as Silvero Villegas Gonzalez, resisted and attempted to drive his vehicle into the arrest team, subsequently dragging the ICE agent. DHS said the suspect dragged the ICE officer a significant distance. We'll read that in just a moment. He dragged the officer in a significant distance. Fearing for his life, the officer discharged his firearm and struck the subject. Both the officer and Villegas Gonzalez immediately received medical treatment and were transported to a local hospital. The suspect was pronounced dead at the hospital while the officer suffered serious injuries but is now in stable condition. Guys, please pray for this officer. These officers do a really dangerous job having to go in, encounter these dangerous people that have no regard for our laws, that continue to remain here when they know they're not welcome here. It's a very dangerous job. So please, if praying is your thing, please pray for this guy and pray for his speedy recovery. Quote, we are praying for the speedy recovery of our law enforcement officer. He followed his training, used appropriate force, and properly enforced the law to protect the public and law enforcement. This is according to Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, as she said in a statement. Quote, he entered the country at an unknown date and time and has a history of reckless driving. So rather than being arrested and deported, this man chose to try and injure our great and wonderful law enforcement. And he got what he deserved. Not going to dance on this guy's grave, but it's a FAFO moment. You fuck around and you find out. You drag an officer and you full speed towards a crowd of officers. That's exactly the result I expect. So, not going to dance on his grave, but like I said, you F around, you find out. What did you say, Guido? It's fitting that we are going to the high school football game tonight, and tonight is America night, and everyone will be dressed patriotically. Awesome, Guido. That's good to hear, man. And I do want to mention today, in honor of my father. My father passed away when I was 15. Today is his birthday. I just want to wish him a happy birthday. It's been 9 years now since since we lost him, and never really gets easier. It's kind of, you know, the days go on, but never really gets easier. And I wonder, I just wonder how things would be different. And I wish I could speak with him about all the things that we have going on in the world today. But that is something I do need to mention. It's his birthday. His name was Jake Rittenauer. So happy birthday, Dad. Thank you,
Where's
Mighty
my
Pete.
money, bitch?
Appreciate that. Rest in peace. But yeah, I don't normally talk about stuff like that, but yeah, today is his birthday. Thank you guys. Thank you guys in the chat. I really appreciate it. I have other stories, but they're not super important in my opinion. I want to end it on a happier story. So I'm gonna give you guys a happier story to end it on. Cheer myself up and cheer you guys up. Same Tyler, this November will be 2 years. Thank you guys. Same Tyler, this November will be 2 years since my father passed. Happy birthday to the soul who gave us you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I see all your guys' chats. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Fully Semi-Auto. Thank you, Rage Flowers. Thank you, Motley. Thank you, Clint. Thank you, V. Thank you, Hades. Thank you, Fishy. Thank you, Boosh. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Let's end it on a positive note, huh? Let's end it on a good story. Let's get cheered up. I thought this story was funny. We got this from Science News, guys. This came out recently. I saw this earlier this week, but obviously it's been overshadowed by a lot of things. Breaking news. We just got gifted subs from Concrete Hades. Thank you, Hades. I really appreciate it, man. Guys, everyone that just got a gifted sub from Hades in the chat, make sure you spam those premium emotes I got. Spam those premium emotes, and thank Hades for that. I got a bunch of premium emotes for you guys. There's a bunch of them. Let's get the let's see. Let's do the Elon smoking. Let's get a bunch of Elon smoking it. Smoke up, Elon. Anyway, let's jump to this story. Let's lighten the mood a little bit. Octopus arms apparently are adaptable, but some are favored for particular jobs. So there's a study. They've done the studies, guys. They now have done the studies. Octopus favor specific arms for different tasks. They'll use specific arms for specific tasks. They have preference in how they use their arms. All 8 arms of an octopus can be used for whatever their cephalopod owner wishes, but some arms are favored for certain tasks. A new detailed analysis of how octopuses wield their famously flexible appendages suggests that all 8 arms share a skill set, but the front 4 spend more time on exploration and the back 4 on movement. The findings, published September 11th in the Scientific Report, provide a comprehensive accounting of how subtle arm movements coordinate the clever invertebrate's repertoire of behaviors. So what they're saying here is that the front 4 arms of an octopus he uses to search around primarily, and then the back 4 he uses for movement. But then they also have like specific arms that they favor for eating and stuff like that. I just found it really interesting. Octopuses live their lives through their sucker-lined arms, which make up the bulk of their body mass and contain most of their nervous system. Marine biologist Chelsea Benice wanted to understand how octopuses use the extreme flexibility of their bone limbs to move, hunt, and investigate their environment. Her colleagues had examined some of the behaviors in laboratory settings, but not in the wild. Benice and her colleagues watched 25 videos filmed from 2007 to 2015 of multiple species of wild octopuses in Spain and the Caribbean, cataloging their behaviors and arm movements. In all, the researchers logged nearly 4,000 arm actions, which could be broken down into 12 types, including raising, reaching, grasping. The arm could deform into 4 distinct ways: elongating, shortening, bending, and twisting. The team found that the octopuses were exceptionally ambidextrous. So they like to switch between arms, and octopuses are the ultimate multitaskers, is what they ultimately found here. Ambidextrous octopus would rule the seas. Oh, no, that's what they're saying here, Dweezil. They're exceptionally ambidextrous. No wonder they rule the seas. No wonder they're so intelligent. They're just constantly grabbing at things, man. Despite this versatility, the animal does seem to divide up how they use their front and back arms. The front four arms are used more often in general, about 64% of the time that any of the other arms are in use, but the rear arms take the lead for locomotion tasks, such as elevating the body or rolling the arms along the seafloor in a conveyor belt-like manner. This slight specialization in task preferences for certain limbs has been seen in other animals, including primates and rodents. Cassidy Olson, a neuroscientist at the University of Chicago, was surprised that the study didn't reveal a left-right bias in arm usage. Instead, the octopuses tend to use their arms in coordinated left-right pairs. Previously, research has suggested that the octopuses have left-right arm preferences for reaches akin to the left hand versus right hand dominance in humans, but those studies were done in a lab setting, suggesting a difference in behavior depending on the lab or natural environment. Interesting. So, yeah, and that's the issue, right? Oh, thank you so much, Rage Flowers. We got 5 more gifted subs from Rage Flowers in the chat, guys. Thank you to Rage Flowers. Send your thank yous to Rage Flowers in the chat. Thank you guys really for this. I really do appreciate the support, guys. It's been a tough week. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, back to the story. So that's interesting. So initially they thought that they had similar hand usage to primates and humans. They would primarily use their left for certain things, primarily use their right for other things. But it seems here that they don't do that. That's interesting. Benice and her colleagues suggest that their findings could benefit the development of soft robotics, which have drawn inspiration from octopus arms in particular. The team's breakdown of how small arm tweaks create whole arm actions might have engineering implications. Interesting. I actually hadn't considered that. So they actually research octopuses for robotics, for movement and stuff. That's actually really cool. In the future, Benice, however you say that, would like to see similar work on octopus species with radically different body shapes, such as the extremely slender-armed mimic octopus. Other octopus species have different proportions of arm size and length. It would be informative to compare their arm behaviors as it relates to the whole animal behavior. Definitely really interesting. I just want to bring this story up because I thought it was really interesting. I mean, octopuses actually will favor specific arms over other arms for different tasks. I mean, we should have figured that, right? But I like hearing it broken down. And I'm going to try, going forward, guys, I'm going to try to end the show on a non-political story. We shouldn't always be talking about politics. I don't always want to talk about politics. We have a lot of politics, to talk about. We don't always need to talk about politics. Like yesterday, guys, I have a video up right now. If you have the time, I recommend you go and watch that. I basically did like a wrestling promo for Bear Week coming up. If you don't know, Alaska holds a competition for the fattest bear, and the community like watches all the bears. They nickname the bears. They vote on who the biggest bear is. It's fucking awesome. It's a great, nice little wholesome story. I definitely recommend you guys go and check that one out because the way I talked about it was hilarious. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to end these shows going forward with non-political stories like this. And I just gotta say thank you again to all the support from everyone in the chat. I really appreciate all you guys. I am reading all the chats even if I'm not saying them out loud. At the end of show, white pill, kinda, maybe a little bit of a white pill, yeah. Yesterday I gave you guys the bear story. Today I'm giving you guys a story about how octopuses use their arms differently. That is going to be the goal going forward, is to end the show on a positive story or just a non-political story at the least. That is going to be the goal from now on. But yeah, I think it's about time to end the show. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for all the birthday wishes for my late father. That really does mean a lot to me, guys. And bear effer, do you need assistance? Thanks, Tyler. Till Monday. I'll be back, probably playing some video games and stuff. Nice way to end the show. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, here you go. That's the story to end on, guys. Octopus arms are adaptable, but some are favored for particular jobs. Really interesting, because I would have never assumed that their back limbs were what they primarily used for movement. Really interesting. But anyway. Well, Clint, I'm trying. You know that's the goal, right? I don't want to black pill everyone. I know there's a lot of bad news, but the goal at the end of the show every day is going to be to show a non-political story or a positive story. And like I said, if you're feeling black pilled, I implore you to go and look at my video. It's live right now. Right now, it is called Fat Bear Week Approaches News to Make You Smile. That's exactly what I titled it. I recommend you go and watch it if you're feeling a little bit black pilled. It might make you laugh. I hope it does. But anyway, Joey should be getting... Oh, wait, no, Joey's not doing a show today. Sean is doing a show. Let me send you guys over to Sean. He has a show going right now. It's just called Turning Point. So I'll send you guys over there. And yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to end with a song. Let's see. What song do I want to end with? What song? What song? I got a request to play a different song. I don't think I've shown you guys this one yet. I don't even remember this song. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna take a risk, and we're gonna play this song as the closer. Okay? It's called "Selfish Cracks in the Mirror." That's what I titled it. Hey, whoa! I was about to end. With policy. Tooler likes bears. Yes, I love bears. Dude, there's bears all around my room. I have bear stuff all around my room. I love bears. I love bears. So, dude, I have a light switch plaque.
Charlie.
It's a bear paw. I love bears. I love bears. I literally just pulled that out of my desk.
I mean,
anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Fishy, for the $1 Rumble rant. And you guys have a great, wonderful day. Selfish Cracks in the Mirror. I don't remember this song, but I have it saved. It's one of the songs that I made with AI. Let me know how you guys think. Let's see it. Later.
We have such
I see the streets, they've lost their glow. Neon signs flicker, but they don't show. Why the cracks in the mirror started to grow. People walk by, heads down, hearts hollow. The world's on fire, we're holding the ash, building empires just to watch them crash. Yeah, and we're selfish, so selfish, looking out for number one. While the rivers run dry and the sky is the sun. Yeah, we're selfish, so selfish, turning blind eyes to the pain, dancing on the edge of a world gone insane. The elder said it's just how it's been. Passed down problems, wrapped them in sin. Taught us greed, let the rot begin. And now we're lost, chasing the wind. The ocean screams, but we plug our ears. Stacking gold bricks on our deepest fears. History's ghosts whisper in the haze, but we shrug it off, stuck in our maze. And we're selfish, so selfish, looking out for number one. While the rivers run dry and the sky is the sun. Yeah, we're selfish, so selfish, turning blind eyes to the pain, dancing on the edge of a world gone insane.